directed by Julius Avery and is the newest addition to the World War II movie selection. It's the eve of D-Day when a group of American soldiers carry out a mission to help finish the war. But things change when one soldier discovers frightening German experiments behind closed doors that could determine the outcome of World War II. Watching this movie's trailer, seeing reviews from critics, I was far from impressed by the looks of this film. And this comes from somebody who is a pretty big fan of war movies in general every time I watch one, and the ones I've watched recently, I thought they were all fine at the worst. Nothing has been so drastically terrible from my standpoint. From the get-go, people thought this movie was Cloverfield 4, which is weird. I have no idea why fans and the producers for Overlord were never on the same page for what this movie was supposed to be. But now we do know for sure this is not a Cloverfield film. This is its own thing, a World War II zombie movie. I'm happy to say that Overlord surprised me a ton. I had a blast watching this movie from start to finish. The first half, I think, is the best part of the movie. The second half is pretty good too, but the first half, I found myself enjoying it the most. And that's entirely due to the Call of Duty vibe this movie gives off. The opening scene takes place on a plane. It's very intense. I thought that was one of the best scenes in the whole movie. And the majority of Overlord is intense. It's suspenseful. It's what you want to see from a war movie that involves zombies as well. You have a plethora of scenes where the soldiers are not trying to get caught. They have to stay quiet, hidden from the Germans. And Overlord offers great war scenes too. Some of the best action war scenes I've seen maybe since Hacksaw Ridge, which is saying a lot. Anything having to do with the war scenes or the suspense this movie provides is nothing short of terrific. The main characters, the American soldiers, I found them to be extremely likable. We're given a ragtag group of soldiers, none of them are alike, but their differences mesh very well, which creates some of the best scenes in the whole movie when these guys are all interacting. For a cast that's relatively unknown, I thought the actors put together for Overlord were really good. And even though the second half is this zombie thriller movie, it's still entertaining, even though it's not the same as the first half, which I thought was a little bit better. But they still knew how to keep me in this seat, locked to the screen, enjoying myself. Because this is not as much of a war film as you would like it to be. This is more along the lines of zombie, gore fest, blood everywhere kind of film, which adds another dimension to the war film genre, where most of the movies are pretty similar, but this movie does do something different. One flaw I do have with Overlord is how the tones change completely from the first half to the second half. You go from a straight up war film to then a zombie movie where the characters are fighting off these zombies, running across these dark hallways in a basement somewhere. Both halves of the movie I found to be strong, but the transition was not as smooth as it could have been. Like a lot of war movies too, the characters, the American soldiers, don't have much depth given to them. They're all likable characters, but we don't know that much about any of them, really. Their personalities are what keep them afloat. When it comes to watchability of Overlord, I could see myself watching this movie multiple times more, and that's because of the sheer entertainment value the film gives us as audience members. If you walk out of Overlord and say this movie was not entertaining, I don't know what movie you're watching, you must have saw something different, but for me, this is one of the most entertaining movies of the entire year, and when I watch a movie like this, that's all I want. Like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of war movies, and this film knew how to capture the war environment of World War II, while at the same time giving us something new that war films tend to not do. I liked Overlord's creativity, I liked the cast, I liked the war scenes in particular. They were really fun. The suspense, the thrills, the grotesque nature for Overlord were all pinpoint. I'm giving Overlord an 81%. I say give this movie a chance. It hasn't made too much money at the box office yet. The movie can be over gory, which is not for everyone. If you're squeamish at those kinds of things, you won't find that great to look at. But for me, I had a really good time, and this movie has a shot at becoming either an honorable mention or even making a spot on my top 10 list at the end of the year. And that's all because 2018 has been a weaker year for movies. Nonetheless though, Overlord is a good time. If any of you guys happen to see Overlord over the weekend as well, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are of it. Yes, we're almost there. Thanksgiving break is soon approaching, and some of the best movies, hopefully, of the year are on their way. I may do a few lead-up videos to Creed or Fantastic Beasts. We'll see, but my next video should be a review for either Fantastic Beasts 2 or Widow, so get ready for one of those two reviews. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.